John, good afternoon. Thanks for taking the time out. How we doing?
Good, guys. Thanks for having me. How you doing?
Good. So, John, Chris Bassitt's going to start tonight. You guys had a bit of a decision to make with the rain out and the schedule juggling and things like that. Can you walk us through a little bit of why you guys decided Kikuchi against the Orioles on Wednesday, Chris Bassitt tonight against the Rays? And was there a little bit of it that, hey, it's Chris Bassitt bobblehead night?
No, not so much bobblehead night. No, I think I think just looking at how their lineups are, a lot of lefties in Baltimore, a lot of righties here with Tampa, and kind of just try to match up the best that we could with Chris too. Especially he's so flexible. Giving him a couple extra days. Not getting off his routine. He's fine with that. And just like the way Yusei's throwing the ball, try to keep the Hendersons, the Rushman's right-handed, the Santander's right-handed, Mullins, all those guys kind of just liked him better against that team. And both, kind of on an extra day of rest. So that's kind of how it shook out.
John, you being a former catcher, is there something knowing that a guy's had 8 days between starts that you could do behind the plate, set up bigger? Is there something that you could help him along at least early in the game to get him in the flow?
I think you got to see how Chris is going, really. I mean, he's such a veteran and kind of a pro. He appreciates the extra days, but at the same time, I think General does a good job, Kirky as well, of kind of harnessing their stuff based on what they're seeing. So it's we trust Chris that he's going to be crisp and sharp and execute like he normally does. Catcher's job is, you know that he's on a few extra days rest, probably got a little bit of extra giddy up on his heater and things like that, and how to kind of command that as the game goes.
So 8 days is obviously a little on the extreme end, but all these off days you guys have had, scheduled and unscheduled, there are a couple starters here who've gotten some extra rest in. When you guys look ahead to the next month where there's barely an off day, how valuable do you expect that to be? The fact that these guys did get an extra day or two, even 3 here and there.
Yeah, I mean, I think with any rotation, especially ours, we ask a lot of our rotation, and they've answered the bell for a long time now. And the more off days you can get them, I think the fresher they are, the deeper they get to go into games. You know what I mean? When they're on extra rest, I think it's easy to kind of bump their pitch count up a little bit and trust that they're going to navigate some spots later in the game too. And I think any pitcher at this stage of their career really, they're always going to be appreciative of the extra days. And as long as everyone keeps performing the way they are, we're going to be in every game for the most part. So it's been nice that they do get the extra days, and hopefully it shows up in their performance.
John, Manoah's pitching this weekend. Is there something in his last start that would tell you that he'll be predictable and you'll know what you're going to get from him in his next start?
Yeah, I think just you look at the way he pitched against Minnesota, tough lineup, obviously. And, he was just in the zone. I've been saying it for weeks, with Alek. When he's in the zone, he's going to get outs. And his only real kryptonite has been, the base on balls, hit by pitches, whatever it may be. Those things happen. But when he really limits it and allows his stuff to play in the zone, he's going to be pretty damn good. So I think whatever it was, 78 pitches through 7 innings, his last outing. That's really good for him, especially. So I just love the way he was attacking. I love what I've been saying for a while now, his stuff is the best I've seen in a while for him, going back a couple years. So I think just getting it in the zone consistently is what you saw against Minnesota, and confident that he's going to continue to do that.
Had you guys given any consideration with the extra off days and the rotation juggling to bumping him a day to the White Sox, because of the righty-lefty balance that you mentioned, that you thought of with Bassitt and Kikuchi, or was that getting too cute at that point?
Yeah, I think at that point, getting a little bit too cute. I think with the off day yesterday and with the rain out in Baltimore, it made perfect sense to get Yusei in there. He was still on an extra day of rest. And then it allows Kev to get one, and Alek to get one too. So I don't think looking that far ahead was kind of our plan. Again, if it hadn't rained, it would have been Chris in Baltimore. So it's we like the way it lined up, though, for sure, over this weekend.
Not to give me trade secrets, but is there a plan that you guys have come up with to keep Jimmy Garcia looking like this? John, that's electric stuff, man. Like, that is almost no chance stuff. Is there something you guys have come up with that can sort of keep him where he's at now?
Not giving away secrets. I'll let Pete answer that one. Jimmy is it's such a luxury to have because you could put him in anywhere. I mean, coming in second and third, nobody out, and getting out of it, and then going back out for another inning. I mean, that's a tough ask. He's just been so damn good. It's he's just sticking to his routine. You know what I mean? It's a big dude who throws hard, and he's coming at you with 4 pitches, which is really, really hard to do as a reliever. I think what's really been great for him is his fastball execution, whether it's a sinker in on righties or at the top with his 4-seamer. Sweeper has been a really good pitch for him. That's been new this year. And then the changeup against lefties. He's confident to kind of throw any pitch in any spot, really. And I think that he's just really honed in on his pitches versus certain guys, and his stuff speaks for itself. But knock on wood, hopefully we can keep him right where he's at, because he's up there with best in the league right now.
That spot the other day where you come out and there's 2 outs, you go to Mesa. He's throwing 17 pitches, and those are all high-intensity pitches. Tough to take him out of that spot, both because of how well he's pitching and just the intensity when you go out there to take the ball from him.
Yeah, I mean, he's tough dude to take out no matter what. I think looking at it where, you're looking at, he's coming off of a little bit of a back thing, and you don't want to, 2 innings is tough to get the job done like he did and then go back out. And then I just didn't want to roll into, a 25, 27, 28 pitch outing and have him be down for a couple days. You knew it was going to be, him versus a lefty there, or it was going to be Timmy versus a probable pinch hitter. But I think, more so it was, looking and understanding what he had gotten out of already, even after the leadoff Q-shot double from Santander in his second inning. But just, those high leverage pitches add up. And at that point, you got to trust everyone in your bullpen before you try to get it to the closer.
I know the bullpen's pretty well rested because of the couple of off days this week, but do you anticipate having some reinforcements back soon? I know Bowden looked really good on Tuesday, and I know Chad and Yariel had been progressing.
Yeah, they're getting close. I think Chad will actually be in a AAA game on Sunday, and probably Yariel on Tuesday, and Bowden's scheduled for another one here on Sunday, I believe, as well too. So they're getting there. They're getting close, and hopefully they continue to progress in the right direction, and they're all going to be welcome additions whenever they're ready to come back.
John, did you see anything with your offense against the best team in the American League that would tell you they're about to take off?
Kev, I mean, you face Corbin Burns and Kyle Bradish, who arguably have, some of the best stuff in not only the division, but I think the league. I think what we did against Burns, I think we struck out twice, which was really encouraging. Couldn't really kind of get the big hit. It's a tough ask against a really good pitcher. And then you get Bradish out after 4 innings. Yeah, I do. I like the overall approach. It's kind of been the same thing where we've been missing that big hit. Schneider up there with the bases loaded, lines out on a 3-2 pitch. We need to have those add-on runs, I believe. And in conversations with the hitters and with the hitting guys, we want to just really focus on making sure these guys are taking good aggressive swings before you get to 2 strikes. Now, easier said than done, but I think that's what we're really focused on right now. With that, it's not only you're going to find yourself getting a good pitch to hit, which I think we've done a really good job of over the course of the year, but it's just what you're doing when you're swinging. That's where the focus has kind of shifted a little bit. And if you can, Tampa's a little bit different with how they deploy, but if you can get the starter worn down and then get that big hit and get some insurance runs or add-on runs, you're going to be in a good spot. So it's, I think Vladdy's swinging it the way he is, Bo's swinging it the way he is right now, Jano, Schneid, even Varsh kind of turning the corner a little bit. It's been really encouraging, and we just got to do it consistently. It's really, it comes down to what we're doing with pitches we're swinging at, even more so than the pitches we are swinging at. I think that we've been talking about that for a couple of years now, and we've kind of conquered that point to say, yeah, we're swinging at good pitches. We got to do a little bit more with what we're getting.
John, whenever you have a lineup that has challenges hitting the long ball, is there anything you as the manager can do to force the envelope a little?
Yeah. I mean, I think certain situations do pop up, whether it's a bunt, hit and run, safety, trying to steal some bases, things like that. These are conversations we have a lot. You know what I mean? You want to say, okay, this is gonna turn, and guys that are gonna, that have hit home runs before are going to, and we definitely need that to happen. And in the meantime, it's my job, our job as a staff to see how can we help support that, in our work and our prep, but also how can you force some things when the situation does pop up in a game. So those are things we talk about. Again, you're trying not to ask people to do something they're not good at. But at the same time, we talk about it as a group to where until we really get rolling and we're hitting some 2-3 run homers pretty consistently, you got to make some other things happen.
Yep.
John, the lineup came out while we were talking to you here. It's Springer, Bo, Vlad at the top 1, 2, 3. Bo hasn't hit second this year, so he's back toward the top of the lineup here. I take it as a vote of confidence that this, I think, 10 hits in the last 6 games is that's a real turnaround for him.
Yeah, man. I've been saying this for a while. It's a matter of time till Bo hits. It's about as proven a track record as you can get since he's been in the big leagues, and he's hitting the ball as hard as he ever has in his career in this month. And I think that getting him there, keeping Vladdy 3 where he seems to be pretty comfortable, is a good time to do it. So again, the confidence has never wavered in Bo, whether it's himself or me or anyone in this building with him and with a bat in his hands. I think when we did move him, it was to kind of give him a little bit of a blow and get back on track, which he's done. So yeah, that's trying to get him up. Bo can hit. Bo has the ability to hit really good pitchers too, and those are the guys you see at the end of the game. And right now, you want him up there.
Justin Turner got off to a terrific start. What are you seeing now from him, John?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think a really, really good start, and I think right now is just getting, he's getting pitched tough inside a little bit. And he's probably, you can ask him probably, but I think he's not getting as good of swings up as he did earlier in the year. But again, talk about track record, he's going to be just fine, I think, and understands his swing better than anybody else. So part of it is the way he's being pitched. Again, he's 39. We've asked a lot of him in the first month and a half, whether it's DH and playing defense, things like that. You still got to pick and choose your spots to get him off his feet and make sure he's good to go. But all the confidence in the world that, JT is going to have quality at bats every single night.
Knock on wood here, but is he and are all of you guys kind of behind what was going around the clubhouse the last week or two?
Getting there, between myself, him, George, a couple pitchers. Yeah, we're getting there. I think the off day was good. We're definitely turning the corner, and hopefully everyone's kids aren't bringing these germs into the clubhouse as it seems like it has been for the last year or so. But yeah, for the most part, everyone's feeling better. Still working on my voice a little bit here, but it's been a rough couple of days for everybody.
John, where do you think Dalton Varsho has improved the most in his game?
Understanding where he hits the ball hard and sticking with it, really. He verbalized it. I think it was his bat against Aiken where he's sitting on pitches now. He's sitting on some soft stuff from lefties, and he's trying to get the ball in the air pull side. I think when Dalton does that, I know you've talked about that at length with him or about him. He understands that, So I think having an understanding of where in the zone he can do that and then deliberately trying to do that. Again, I think he's made great strides, and there's still room for improvement with him. But, man, he's been – if he can kind of continue to roll or get rolling the way he kind of was a couple weeks ago, I mean, it makes our lineup that much better. What he does defensively obviously speaks for itself. I can't believe that dude does not have a Gold Glove yet. But it's I think Dalton just understanding where he can hit the ball the hardest and what he's again, it kind of goes with our whole lineup is what are you going to do with those pitches when you do get them, and understanding what makes you good and dangerous.
Yeah.
All right. John Schneider, manager of the Toronto Blue Jays. Thank you so much for taking the time out this afternoon.
Great job, buddy.
You bet, guys. Appreciate
Good luck.
it.
See
Thanks,
ya.
Kev.
See you, buddy.
See you.